The next round is called This Putrid Modern Hell. I'll be asking each of my guests to nominate the most irritating thing about modern life. My favourite answer wins a point. The one good thing about today's modern, broken society is that we've all become so alienated and fragmented, I no longer have to look anyone in the eye, let alone speak to the idiot. We'll start with you, Holly. Holly, what annoys you most about the modern world?
I have a personal vendetta against self-checkout machines. I absolutely hate them. Well, yeah, exactly. The revolution starts here. I used to work in Marks and Spencer's on the in the food hall, and it's really galling to see a machine doing the same job as you are, but for less money and with more manners. That's just horrible. But I saw the most amazing thing. I was in my local Sainsbury's. It was like a 24-hour Sainsbury's. It was quite late at night, and this guy in front of me had a few too many to drink, and he was trying to use one of these self-checkout machines, and they're complicated enough to use at the best of times, let alone when you're wasted. And it clearly got the better of him, and he decided the best thing to do at the heat of the moment would be to headbutt it. Which is pretty impressive in itself, but he clearly did it much harder than he meant to, and got concussion. He sort of had to steady himself by slumping down next to the machine, at which point I swear to God there was a smug silence before it went, unexpected item in bagging area.
I can relate to that. I hate those, because it's like you're working for them.
I was using one in the Isle of Sheppey recently, in the Tesco's there, and don't ask why. It's not a good, because it's not a good story.
Is it a completely abandoned island?
It's pretty much. It's pretty terrifying. And the woman was standing there, and I was putting the stuff through, you know, and I had a grapefruit, and she stood watching with her arms folded. And she worked at Tesco's. It wasn't just like a woman; it was a woman who worked at Tesco's. And I thought, I can't see the barcode on that, so I just, you know, press the thing and grapefruit, put it on the thing, put it through, and paid. And just as I was paying, she went, yeah, there is a barcode on that, actually. And I went, I'm sorry. And she went, yeah, there's a barcode. You had your thumb under it. Your thumb was over it. And I went, yes, I have paid. I've paid. But she went, yeah, I know. You just could have. You could have done it quicker.
Richard, what annoys you about?
I think, surprisingly, I go to the gym, and you may be surprised to hear this, but because I'm getting older now as well, I am turning into this typically middle-aged man who gets annoyed by other people being inconsiderate, and I just hate kind of bad gym etiquette is the thing that really annoys me. So if you're in a gym that has towels, there's a place where you can put your used towels afterwards, which is like always about 2 feet away, but some guys just drop their towels on the floor and leave them all over the place. Because they're thinking, oh, someone will come and tidy that up for me. But, A, you're leaving them all over the seats and it's someone else's dirty, disgusting, wet towel.
Maybe dropping them in a sexy way. Exactly like, I'm just going to drop this by Richard Herring.
Not in my... But they're intimidating as well. So I'd love to go, excuse me, I don't think your mum works here.
And even if she did, she probably wouldn't be allowed in the men's changing room.
Might be quite nice. But then I kind of feel that if that happens, she might come in and go, well, I do actually work here. You could do a nice advert for my campaign, I think, where that happens, and then an old woman comes in and goes, oh, sorry, my mistake. And she's checking out the guy's packages, going... there's all sorts of things. It's people who use... there's a guy at my gym who uses the hairdryer to dry every part of his body. And I think that is... Even though it's not directly touching, there's a little gap. Still in my mind, that hairdryer has been linked by hot air, and I'm then going to use it on my hair afterwards.
Do you think
that sounds like a really good act on Britain's Got Talent. Ian, what annoys you about the modern world?
Can I have a person?
Yes.
I find it not annoying so much as baffling, which is Richard Hammond. Well, that's it. I'll stop there, I think. No, it seems to have gone quite well. No, I find what I think is amazing about Richard Hammond is that here's a man who, you know, on one hand, you could probably count how many people in the world have seen and known for certain their own death. Intellectually known what was going to happen, known how fast they were travelling, known, you know, what they were going to hit, known what was going to happen, known that they were going to definitely die. And, you know, you talk about Amazonian tribes, talk about people in China, you know, across the world there are maybe a handful of people who have seen and known their own death and then come back to full health. And he did another series of Top Gear. Look, he knew God, he knew his own definite demise, and thought, well, I haven't exhausted the Captain Slow jokes yet. Maybe I should go and do that. I'll grow a slightly floppier fringe. Maybe I'll do Brainiac. That's what it was. Like, he must have some knowledge, and he's come back and that's what he's done.
Well, maybe the terrifying implication of that is that he's seen beyond this
Yes,
realm.
that is what's terrifying.
And that's all there is to do. OK, so, to summarise. Holly, you're annoyed with self-checkout machines. Richard, you picked bad gym etiquette. And Ian, Richard Hammond. Well, you know what? Ian, I think you get a point. OK, so it's final round time. I'll be asking my guests a series of quick-fire questions. The wrongest answer to each one wins a point. We'll start with, what's the worst advertising slogan imaginable?
Apple computers. Do you think you're a bit arty?
Basically, for any soft drink, I mean, they're trying to make soft drinks like they make you cool and be able to do things. If it just was, this is a soft drink, the only effect it will have on your life is to make you need a wee. and perhaps burp.
I don't like the slogan because you're worth it. Because it makes people think they are. And they're just not.
I think the flip side of that is that because you're worth it, and that's how low is your sort of like self-esteem that you think you're worth a $1.99 bottle of shampoo. That's pretty depressing.
Actually, when you put it like that, I don't think I am worth it. OK, well, you know what? I'm going to give Holly a point. What's the worst advice you could give someone who fancies a co-worker?
You could tell them to go and find out where they live, step on their steps, with some dead flowers and a bottle of wine, and leave them there with a note.
The worst advice would be, why not take her on a date to a greenhouse? Because if there's one thing a businesswoman loves, it's a glass ceiling.
That sounds like that's like an answer off an 80s episode of Blind Date. Well, you know what? I am going to give a point to Holly. Who is the worst person you could be stuck on a desert island with?
I thought, well, Richard Dawkins. So as you were watching the sun go down, alone, the two of you, just thinking this, watching the sun, beautiful sunset, and he'd go, it's just gases. Yes, all right, I get it. And you'd be sitting there praying for a ship to come, and he'd be like, yes, it's not going to work. Yes, I know I'm an atheist, I know the praying's not going to work, Richard, I get it. Stop going on about everything I see, not being to do with God, I'm just having a moment.
Gazing up at the majesty of the stars, it's pointless!
It's pointless.
I love the idea that if you were trapped on a desert island, you'd be looking at the sunset going, oh, this is beautiful.
Well, for one moment.
Thank God, it's like being on holiday, isn't it? Self-catering.
You'd probably allow yourself one moment to love, just sponsor the dolphins with There's No God, Stop Worrying, and, sorry. No, it's OK.
I'm going to give Ian a point for Richard Dawkins. What's the worst way to start a telephone call?
Goodbye.
Unless you're being arch.
If you're a 999 operator, it's instead of fire, ambulance, what are you wearing?
How about, hello, is that Andrew Sachs?
Yeah, that's been proven. I hate it. I just hate it when you ring up and people are enjoying themselves. Like, you get that thing where they answer and they go, hi! It just sort of doubles the loneliness, doesn't it?
Especially when it's the Samaritans.
I'm going to give you a point for that. OK. What's the worst idea for a birthday gift?
Is it a cake that's a pie chart that shows you the amount of your life you've wasted and how little is left? So on the top, happy birthday, like that, colour-coded.
That's a horrible idea.
Was that not the point?
No, it is. But personalised gifts in general are weirdly impersonal because they just remind you that you are just an interchangeable, name tag. Dear Charlie, happy birthday. You just think I am just a tiny little blob, an insignificant blob that can just be rubber stamped on a product. Thanks, happy birthday.
It's like when they do those world's best dads, and then they're like 80 of them. You think, world's number one dad, you can't all be...
Yeah, why not just give you a mug that says, world's 858th dad?
Why not just refer your dad to my website? You'll be able to find out whether he is the world's number one dad.
Dad rankings. Sound right, does it?
Very not so good in the Far East, that one.
OK.
I actually got the worst birthday present of my life this year. I got a £10 gift voucher for Lidl. Which which apparently makes me a 40% stakeholder in the company.
I'm going to give Holly a point. OK, that noise means the game is up, making Holly this week's worst contestant. But well done to everyone, and thank you. That's the end of the show. Goodbye.